Here I have a 2006 Polaris Sportsman 450. I've already taken all the pieces apart to make it a little bit quicker to show you how to get to the carburetor on this thing. So what you're going to do first is you're going to pop the seat off. There's a little lever back here, and it just comes undone. The next thing you're going to do is you got your air box right here. You're going to have screws to go right here. Like I said, I've already done all this, so you're going to unloosen these screws that'll be right there. Then your air box pops out once you've undone those two screws. On the air box, I guess there will be this piece, so if I stick it back in there real fast, I can kind of show you what it looks like a little bit. So I have a 2006 Polaris Sportsman 450. I'm going to show you how to get to the carburetor. I've already taken it apart and I put it back together just real loosely so I can show you how everything goes apart. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to undo your seat here. There's a little lever, so you just undo that and pull it out. The next thing you're going to have is over on this side. You're going to have this air hose that connects right there. You just pinch and undo. And then right on the carburetor, there's going to be this little metal piece you can see down in there that you're going to undo it from the actual carburetor. And also there's a hose right here that goes right there. And then a couple of screws here and there that you're going to undo. Once you've done that, you can just pull right out. So now that you have your carburetor removed, there is an air hose that I just didn't put back on that sits in here that you're going to unscrew down in there. And then once you've done that, you're going to come in here and you have your gas line, you have another hose that goes to here, and here you're going to pull off, and then under here you're going to have, I guess right here, there's that screw you can see back in there. So you're going to undo this hose, and that's connected to the carburetor. This piece right here will be turned around, and it'll be, these two screws will be holding the carburetor to this metal bracket. So you can undo these screws next, that's what I did. And this bracket comes out. You put these back in there. And then, like I said, next you're going to undo a couple of other things. Dropped one of my screws. Next, what I did is I undid these hoses right here. So let me go ahead and undo those real fast. So those hoses just popped off. You might have to do a little bit of wiggling in order to get them out. Next, you're going to undo your fuel line. Put it somewhere so it's not leaking the whole time you're working on it. Put it out of the way a little bit. And then you're going to undo, there's one right here. You're going to undo, see that little red clamp that was down on the actual carb. So you're going to undo that. Pull it up. Once you have those few things, then you're going to have your throttle cable and your choke cable that you're going to want to undo. Like I said, I just did them. Mine are just finger tight. You're going to have probably use a wrench to get them undone. So I'm going to undo these real fast, and I'll pull the carburetor. So here we have the throttle cable. I've unscrewed it right here. You can see I've unscrewed right there. Next, this wire comes in and it hooks into this little piece right here. So you're going to take and you're going to twist that, and it's going to release some of the pressure, and then this little piece just pops right out. Make sure not to lose this little piece, or else you'll be in trouble, and then your carburetor will just come right out. Now that I have my carburetor out, you can see that these heads, that one's pretty good, that one's stripped out, that one's stripped out, and that one's stripped out. I tried to get them with a normal screwdriver and I just stripped them worse. So I went and I bought what's called an impact wrench. And what you do is you stick it down in there. Oh. So you stick it down in the screw. Hold with my foot. Stick it down just like that, right on top of the screw. And then all you do is you take a hammer and you smack this, and it slowly spins its way, and it makes it so that those become loose. I tried. I tried with some pliers too, and I was kind of stripping them. Like I said, so you take this, if they're in there too tight, and you just take and smack it with the hammer, and it loosens them right up. Really slick deal. That was $10 or $20, I guess, at my local hardware store. It was on sale for 10, and because of that, I can get to my carburetor now. So let's take a look inside of it here in just a second. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off now that the screws are out. See what it looks like. This one's really clean, actually. I don't see hardly any gunk in there. There's hardly anything on the bottom as well to indicate why it's not running right. So what I'm going to do, you can see on the side there's a little teeny hole that I'm going to spray some carb cleaner in that. You can spray it on this side, spray it up into there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this needle, and then there should be one down there I'm going to take and I'm going to remove, and then I'm going to remove this float. And how you take the float out, looks like there's just something you can, not on this side, but on the other side, you can take and you can just knock, sorry, my camera's not focusing, there we go. Take and knock this piece out, and then this whole float will come out, this whole piece will come out. Just don't lose that little needle, it runs that length. So what I'm going to do again, take that out, and the needle out. I'm going to spray it all with carb cleaner.